Good evening, everybody. So here we are live at 5, and I am going to make rhubarb cake. I have never made rhubarb cake before, so I got a recipe off the internet, and it looks as though it's going to be quite interesting. So the first things I have to do is preheat the oven to 350. So, I've already put that on. I'm better than I thought. So that is heating up. And just to remind you that I'm Melanie Miller. I've been selling Tupperware now for 16 years. I haven't always sold Tupperware. In my former life, I was a pharmacist and I worked in the pharmaceutical industry. And I have now been doing Tupperware only because the mission that we have at Tupperware is to help people to save time, save money, eat more healthily, and be a solution to pollution. And so whenever I come across a new recipe like rhubarb cake, I'm going to try and adapt it so that I can make it in the best way using my Tupperware tools. Good evening, Wendy. Good to see you again. Okay, so the first thing it is asking me to do is to put my flour, salt, and baking soda in a large bowl. So I'm just going to get a large bowl and then I can put it in. And I'm going to use my medium, that's a bowl. That is a big enough bowl. And it's asking me to put in 2 cups of flour. So there's 1 cup and 2 cups. So 2 cups of flour. And what else is it asking me to do? Salt. So it asks me for a teaspoon, but I don't quite have a teaspoon in here, but I'm just going to add the rest of the salt that was there, leave that out to fill up, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Hello, Sharon. Let me get my teaspoon. Okay, as usual, when I look for my teaspoon, I can only find my half tablespoon or my half teaspoon, not my teaspoon, but that's okay. We'll do 2 half teaspoons. That's easy. So put my baking soda in here. And it tells me to whisk those together. So obviously that is helping with the distribution of the baking soda and the salt, because you don't want to end up having a mouthful of just those, believe me. Oh, that's my whisk. Okay, so put that to one side. And the next thing it asked me to do is, in a small bowl, combine sugar, milk, melted butter, lemon juice, and vanilla. So in this recipe, we have to have 1.5 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. So that is easy for me because I have some fresh lemons. Oh, I've got a nice soft lemon here. I'll probably get too much juice out of this. So I'm going to cut this lemon in half. Put the other half back in there. Get a snack cup and use my lemon lime press. And it's pretty sad that this is not available anymore, guys. But if anybody really wants one, I do have some spares. So 1.5 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. I'm just going to see whether I'm just going to use all of that. It's about 2 tablespoons, I think. Okay, and I need vanilla. And you know what? One of my friends went to Mexico and brought me back some proper vanilla. Look at that. I've got a nice big bottle now of vanilla. So I'm going to put these ingredients. It's the first time I've used it. Can't get the lid off. Might have to get hubby in. Oh no, got it off. Okay, I am going to make this part of the mix in my whip and mix. And as you know, when you use your whip and mix and you're using it mixed with liquids and solids, you always put the solids in first, otherwise you're going to get yourself into a mess. Now I've got my half cup of butter here. I'm just going to put it into the microwave to melt it while we get the other things ready. Okay, so it says in the small bite, milk, melted butter, lemon juice, and vanilla. So let me get the milk. So we need 1 cup of milk. Put that straight in there. And we're going to put the egg in as well. Egg. And we're going to put in, now I know because of other recipes I've done that adding lemon juice to milk is like making sour milk. So that's obviously part of the process. So milk, lemon juice, vanilla. How much vanilla do I need? 1 teaspoon. So once again, I'm going to do 2 halves. Hi, Ingrid. Hi, Tammy. Good to see you guys. That's half, 2. Now, this vanilla came from Mexico. And everybody knows that Mexico are the best suppliers of pure natural vanilla. And one of my friends who's a Tupperware director, she went off to Mexico on holiday, and because I live really close to the airport, she asked me if she could leave her car here. So, you know, she has a really big car, and I actually have a very narrow drive. But anyway, we managed to survive while she was away for the week, and she was the one that brought me back the vanilla as a gift. So that was really nice. Okay, I have my melted butter. So let me check. Combine. Oh, I need to put my sugar in as well. So the sugar, I have to do, I think it's 1.5 cups of sugar. So here we go. So now I can put the sugar in because all of the wet ingredients are in. And I'm not too worried about putting, so often when I put sugar in, I reduce the amount of sugar, but not when I'm cooking with rhubarb. Because there's nothing worse than having rhubarb that is not sweet enough. So we're going to put the requisite amount of sugar in. Now I'm going to pour in my melted butter. And we're going to mix this all up together. So has all, the important thing is to check that all of the sugar is mixed in, and the answer is yes. So we'll put that now to the side as well, because the next thing I have to do is add my rhubarb to the flour mixture. And it says chop the rhubarb, but it didn't say how small or how big. So I said, I'm going to try and chop it with my chopper. Are you putting, oh yes, let me put the jar. Okay, I'm going to put the jar out, guys. But when I put the jar out, I want you to tell me where you are watching from tonight. Don't just say hello. Tell me where you're watching from, and let's see your names go into the jar. Your heads go into the jar. Okay, so I have rhubarb here, and I'm going to chop it a bit with my chopper. I've never tried rhubarb, so I don't know if it's going to work. So we will see. I think it might be a bit tough for it. It seems to be getting stuck on something. I think it might be, oh, it's gone. Okay, let's try it again. Sometimes you just have to be patient. I think it's got stuck on the bottom one. Let me have a look. Yeah, it must be stuck on the bottom one because the top ones look okay. Where are you stuck? See if it gets stuck. I see where it's stuck. I think once it gets going, it's going to be okay. Let's try again, see what happens. I'm always game to try anything. Okay, it's not working, guys. It doesn't like cutting. I think it's because the pieces are too big. Okay, in which case, if I chop them down a little bit smaller, maybe we'll have more luck. Let's see. Some of the pieces are really quite large. I think that's the culprit piece that got stuck. Okay, let's see now. There's still a couple of pieces are a bit long, but it probably doesn't really need me to cut the pieces down too small. Okay, let's see what happens now. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to cut it into little pieces. Okay, I think it worked, guys. After a little bit of effort and cutting the pieces down to the right size, I'll just do a little bit more. And there we have it, chopped rhubarb. So that was approximately 3 cupfuls. It's what it asked for. So I'm going to put that in the flour mix. Pull it out. Okay. So I'm going to mix this in with the flour and stuff. Okay, next instruction, add the milk mixture to the flour mixture and stir with a spatula until combined. Oh, that's pretty easy. Let me get my spatula. So all of the items I'm using are Tupperware items. And yes, Tammy, this is the Whip and Mix. I love this. I use it often because I often make desserts, and I use it mostly for that. But also, of course, having the Power Chef, the supersonic chopper, makes cooking so much easier and quicker. And I'm all about things that do not take me a lot of time, but end up being delicious. Okay, so we have this now almost mixed. It's very easy to mix because the liquid, there's plenty of liquid. Wow, I think it's going to be a nice cake. Okay, now it told me that I needed to grease a 9 by 13 inch pan. So I'm just thinking that probably the lasagna plan, I'm going to have a look at it. I think this might be about the right size. We're going to try this because you basically end up with little squares of this. So I don't need to grease it or anything because the Ultra Pros, you can use them with no greasing. And now I'll just spread that out on the pan. Looks pretty good. And now I just put it into the oven and cook. Thank you, Ingrid. So really good. Yes. Now I'm going to put this in the oven. It says bake 40 to 45 minutes or until a toothpick comes out. Cool and serve with ice cream. We won't be serving it with ice cream because we ate all the ice cream at lunchtime. But anyway, I am going to put this in the oven now and cook it for 40 to 45 minutes. And off it goes. So that's it for me today. Let's do a draw from everybody that's in the pot. I think it is, Wendy. And you know, I really feel like I need a good cup of tea this evening. So I'm going to have my rhubarb cake. You're coming for dessert later. Well, I will try and remember to take a picture and let you see it. Certainly, what was it? Oh, I made the quiche at lunchtime. I did remember to take a picture and it was delicious. So I was so glad to remember that recipe that I hadn't done for a long time. So I wish you all a happy evening and I say thank you so much for being here. And remember, if you're not a Tupperware member yet, all you have to do is click on the link above and you can become a member and then get lots of these things that I am showing you tonight for at least 25% off. So enjoy your evening. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.